How to be truly happy. Life-changing advice from the elderly. Happiness is a pursuit that has captivated humanity for centuries. Philosophers, psychologists, and everyday people have all sought the secret to a truly fulfilling life. But if we want the most genuine, time-tested advice, we should turn to those who have lived long enough to see the patterns of life unfold, the elderly. These individuals have experienced the full spectrum of human emotions, navigated countless challenges, and, in many cases, discovered what truly matters. Their wisdom can guide us toward a life of deeper satisfaction and purpose. One of the most common pieces of advice from the elderly is to focus on relationships over material possessions. Many people spend their younger years chasing career success, wealth, and social status, believing these will bring happiness. However, older individuals who reflect on their lives often emphasize that relationships with family, friends, and loved ones are the true source of joy. Studies have consistently shown that strong social connections contribute to better mental health, greater life satisfaction, and even longevity. A study by Harvard University, which followed participants for over 75 years, found that the quality of one's relationships was the single greatest predictor of happiness and well-being. The elderly often urge younger generations to invest time and energy into nurturing meaningful connections rather than accumulating material wealth. They remind us that at the end of life, it is not the money or possessions that bring comfort, but the love and support of those around us. Another key lesson from older generations is the importance of gratitude. In a world that constantly pushes us to strive for more money, more success, more possessions, it is easy to overlook the blessings already present in our lives. The elderly often reflect that true happiness comes not from having everything, but from appreciating what we have. Practicing gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. Simple practices, such as keeping a gratitude journal, verbally expressing appreciation to loved ones, or taking a moment each day to reflect on positive experiences, can significantly enhance our happiness. Science supports this wisdom as well. Research in positive psychology has shown that people who practice gratitude experience lower levels of stress and depression, improved relationships, and a greater overall sense of well-being. Forgiveness is another powerful lesson imparted by the elderly. Over a lifetime, everyone encounters hurt, betrayal, and disappointment. Holding on to resentment and grudges only serves to prolong pain and bitterness. Many older individuals share that, with time, they have learned the value of letting go. They understand that forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior, but about freeing oneself from the burden of anger. People who practice forgiveness often report feeling lighter, happier, and more at peace. The elderly remind us that life is too short to hold on to negativity, and that choosing to forgive, whether it is others or even ourselves, opens the door to a more joyful existence. Living in the present moment is another profound insight shared by those who have lived long lives. In a fast-paced, achievement-driven world, many people spend their time dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The elderly, however, often emphasize the importance of savoring the present. They understand that life is made up of fleeting moments, and true happiness comes from fully immersing oneself in the now. Practices such as mindfulness, meditation, or simply slowing down to enjoy the small pleasures of life, such as a beautiful sunset, a heartfelt conversation, or the taste of a favorite meal, can greatly enhance our sense of joy. The elderly encourage us to stop rushing through life and instead embrace the richness of each moment. Kindness is another principle that those with decades of life experience uphold as a key to happiness. Many older individuals reflect that the moments that brought them the most joy were not grand achievements or material gains, but simple acts of kindness, helping a stranger, supporting a friend in need, or making someone smile. Science backs this up. Studies have shown that acts of kindness release endorphins, reduce stress, and foster a sense of connection with others. The elderly often stress that kindness does not have to be grand or dramatic. A small gesture, a kind word, or a genuine smile can make a profound difference, both for the giver and the receiver. They encourage younger generations to lead with compassion and generosity, as these qualities create a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond individual actions. Throughout life, challenges and hardships are inevitable. The elderly remind us that resilience is key to happiness. They have lived through wars, economic crises, personal losses, and health struggles, yet many of them have found ways to adapt, grow, and find meaning despite adversity. They emphasize that setbacks and failures are not the end, but rather opportunities for learning and growth. A common theme among older individuals is that perspective matters. Instead of seeing difficulties as insurmountable obstacles, they encourage a mindset of resilience, reminding us that even the toughest times will pass. Cultivating resilience allows us to face life challenges with greater confidence and maintain a sense of hope, no matter the circumstances. The elderly also highlight the importance of purpose. Many individuals find meaning in their careers, raising families, or contributing to their communities. However, as people age and their roles change, they often discover that a sense of purpose can be found in unexpected places. Mentorship, creative pursuits, volunteering, or simply being present for loved ones. Finding meaning in everyday life, rather than tying self-worth to external success, leads to a more enduring form of happiness. Another crucial insight from older generations is the necessity of taking care of one's health, both physical and mental. They emphasize the importance of maintaining a balanced diet, staying active, and prioritizing rest. Exercise is not just about staying fit, it also improves mood and reduces stress. Likewise, maintaining mental health through hobbies, social engagement, and continuous learning keeps the mind sharp and spirits high. As people age, they often gain a deeper appreciation for simplicity. Many elderly individuals express that happiness is not found in excess, but in embracing a simpler lifestyle. Letting go of unnecessary worries, decluttering physical spaces, and focusing on what truly matters can lead to a more peaceful and content existence. Finally, laughter is a common thread in the wisdom of the elderly. They remind us not to take life too seriously, to find humor in everyday situations, and to surround ourselves with people who bring joy. Laughter has been proven to reduce stress, strengthen relationships, and even boost physical health. A life filled with moments of laughter and lightheartedness is a life well lived. The elderly often remind us that happiness is not about chasing fleeting pleasures, but about cultivating deep and lasting fulfillment. Many people spend their lives pursuing external validation, success, wealth, or social approval, only to find that these achievements provide temporary satisfaction at best. In contrast, those who have lived long lives emphasize the importance of inner contentment. They highlight that happiness comes from aligning one's life with personal values, embracing authenticity, and focusing on what truly matters. One key aspect of this wisdom is the practice of letting go. Over the years, the elderly learn that holding on to unnecessary stress, past regrets, or unrealistic expectations only leads to suffering. They encourage younger generations to release the need for perfection, to stop comparing themselves to others, and to accept life as it comes. Learning to adapt, embrace change, and move forward with grace is one of the most valuable lessons they share. Another insight is the importance of giving back. Many older individuals reflect that some of their most meaningful experiences came from contributing to the well-being of others. Volunteering, mentoring, or simply offering support to those in need creates a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. The act of giving not only strengthens communities, but also enhances personal happiness, reinforcing the idea that true joy is found in generosity and connection. Spirituality, in various forms, is another common source of happiness among the elderly. While not everyone follows a specific religious path, many older individuals find peace in spirituality, mindfulness, or a deep sense of connection with something greater than themselves. This perspective often brings comfort during difficult times, providing a sense of purpose and reassurance. Whether through meditation, prayer, or simply appreciating the beauty of nature, nurturing the soul is an essential part of a fulfilling life. In the end, the wisdom of the elderly teaches us that happiness is not a destination, but a way of living. It is found in the love we share, the gratitude we cultivate, and the simple moments we cherish. By listening to those who have walked the path before us, we gain a deeper understanding of what truly matters. If we embrace these lessons, we can lead lives filled with greater joy, purpose, and fulfillment. True happiness is not about what we acquire, but about how we choose to experience life. The elderly remind us that the most meaningful life is one rich in connection, kindness, and contentment. By prioritizing relationships, practicing gratitude, forgiving others, living in the present, showing kindness, building resilience, maintaining health, finding purpose, embracing simplicity, and nurturing our sense of humor, we can create a life of deep satisfaction. At the end of the day, happiness is not something we find, it is something we create. And if we follow the wisdom of those who have lived long and fulfilling lives, we may just discover that the secret to happiness has been within our reach all along.